All right, what's up, NRBC? You're about to watch our next bottle review. If you guys love this content like we do, please like and subscribe us. Subscribe!
What's up, NRBC followers? Happy Friday night. What's up? What's up?
Happy Friday.
Got two really awesome guests tonight on the Bourbon podcast. VP of North Raleigh Bourbon Club, new VP, Reed Saunders, and President Anthony Kerensky. What's up, dudes?
What's up? What's up?
I had to buy my way into that VP position, so cost me a lot of bones.
I think it cost you a lot of time sleeping in Youngsville.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
We'll keep that secret to ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
If Reed's face looks familiar, it's probably because you've seen him out and about.
Yeah.
A little bit, occasionally.
He's usually in the top 15 at any drop.
I mean, all I can say is that the bench outside of Youngsville ABC is very uncomfortable. So,
that's funny, man. So what's everybody sipping on tonight, man? It's Friday. Looks like it's about to rain here in Raleigh, but that's all right. Hey, look, we're in North Raleigh. That's why we're the North Raleigh Bourbon Club, obviously.
Yep.
But what's everybody sipping on tonight? It's Friday, man. It's good times.
Well, since it's bottled in bond day, I can never get this camera thing, this mirror here. But I think I'm gonna do a little E.H. Taylor. Sip on that a little bit. That's what I got in here. And then, if I get a little crazy, maybe we'll do a little Fresh Crack Friday before the end of this podcast. We'll see how it goes. Right now, got to go with my boy, E.H. Taylor.
Yummy.
Yes. Delicious.
well, if you judge by my bottle here, I've got a little pinhook.
Oh.
And you can tell that my crack is no longer fresh on a Friday.
Yeah, that's okay.
So definitely a good bottle. And wait a minute, brace yourselves. I don't think you can find this in North Carolina yet. So,
Oh, yeah.
Both bottles I bought was up in Kentucky, I believe. So, excellent bottle though. And that's what I've got in my glass tonight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. I got
Drink it.
full 1792.
Nice.
Bottled in bond. Delicious bourbon. I think the club actually rated it really high too. So
Yeah, that's a good bottle.
it's all about the pop. Let's see what we can get here. Oh,
Nice.
that was solid.
Okay.
Yummy.
Yeah. 1792. Besides their small batch, I really like everything that they put out. Not that I don't like their small batch, but there's everything they put out is better in my opinion.
I like the single barrel. Reed kind of got me turned on to that sweet wheat since he found some. He found a bunch for the club, which was really cool.
Yeah, there's a place in Elizabethtown called John O's. So, I wasn't supposed to say that one either.
Dropped a nugget.
That's
Reed
okay.
Dropped a nugget. Reed, don't tell them our secrets.
Now, hey, look, that's the point, right? Like, we're all in this for the same, purpose. So, hey, if you're in Kentucky, you're in Bardstown specifically, check them out.
Yeah, Elizabethtown's about 11 miles down the road, and John O's is definitely worth the trip. When you walk into the store, you're kind of overwhelmed with beers and everything, but then everything off to the left is bourbon. And if you do make it there, go to the back corner because he's got a little bit of everything. And he does drink what he has, so he usually buys in quantities. And last time I talked to him, he was actually buying.
Hey, you might turn into that E.H. Taylor tornado survivor.
It's a warehouse C going on out here.
Dude.
Yeah. So anyway, he's got an interesting collection in the back corner. I've already asked. Every time I go in, I ask if it's for sale. Same answer is no. So, but he's got plenty of other things as well.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, we'll be there in what, 21 days, 22 days.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll hit him up, see what he has.
Club is hitting the road, man. We're hitting the road, going down to Kentucky, doing a little hunting.
Yeah, we got 10 guys going, March 23rd to the 26th. We got tours at, let's see, Buffalo Trace, Lux Row, Heaven Hill, Maker's Mark, and Old Forester. So stay tuned for that. Should be some really cool videos and pictures. I'm pretty excited. So,
Dude, so Reed, I don't
Mhm.
know if I've ever heard your story. So a little bit about Reed. Reed has an incredible bourbon collection. Like
It's all right.
it's pretty amazing. So dude, like let's highlight you for a minute, man. Like how did you get into bourbon? What got you into bourbon? Tell your story. What's up, man?
First bourbon drink I ever ordered was on Myrtle Beach when I was 16. So
Dirty Myrtle.
waitress walked up, asked me what I wanted, and basically I said, "Just bring me a bourbon and water." And then I said, "Surprise me." And then after when she walked away, I was like, "Oh my gosh, where's my wallet?" So she hooked me up. I went back, ordered another one since she was serving. But from there on, I mean, I have to say, kind of ventured off to the beer and the rum and stuff, but always came back to the bourbon. So, but family's been drinking it, bourbon. It's always been something as a social type drink, just to get home from the work, sip on it, go out with friends, you know. And I also learned the hard way: you don't mix it with Coke. You don't want to drink a lot of it, mix it with Coke, because the head will pound on the next day. So, so that's why I prefer it neat. It may be a couple of cubes. That's about it.
Nice.
So my collection, since you brought
Solid.
it up, so that's another funny story, because I have a very loving and generous wife, and she gave me a shelf, and then it went to 2 shelves, and then it went to the whole pantry closet. So, and usually when I'm out and about, I usually try to buy at least 2. One to try, and then if I don't like it, then maybe I can trade in another bottle or something. So, but I'm still hunting those BTACs though, so I don't think my collection is at that level where I'd want to find for it to be. So, but
Nice.
it does amaze me how some of these guys just have all these BTAC collections, and it just wonder how much secondary price they're paying for it, and if it's really worth it. I mean, it's like I said, it's great to have it on your shelf. It's kind of like that Blanton's and H&H we did last week. Everyone wants it on the shelf, but you're never going to drink it because you probably way overpaid for it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Find so much better bourbon on the shelves.
Yeah, and the one that I guess it's been starting to recirculate is John J. Bowman, which I'd love to find another bottle of that. When you have one in the closet, and it's like to have a backup, but sometimes it's like, well, I got to crack it open and sip slowly. So
it was a good secret for a while. They said it was the P.H. Taylor, and I agree to an extent. I think it has that kind of darker, that raisin kind of bite that you get from the H. Taylor. Gets into that really dark brown sugar spice to it. So I agree. I think it's a great bourbon. Unfortunately, now it's allocated.
Yeah.
Because so many people said they enjoyed it. So why not make it, hard to find?
Well, I'll tell you the thing that kind of bothers me, but I don't understand it. If there is a bottle like this here, oops. If I find it in another store and want to order it, they won't ship it to North Carolina.
Yeah.
So you always have to let's see. Does my grandma's great aunt know they're the veterinarian of the doctor of the dog's owner? To go grab me a bottle. So I don't know. It's I don't understand that part. So, but again, the collection, I guess, just because I like to try the different ones, because everybody's has a secret. So to their mash, to the years, to the barrels. Barrels seem to be kind of standard, but still, it's just always interesting.
What would you say? What would you say is like your daily drinker? Like if you had to pick one, what do you think?
Well, definitely. I mean, I think even in our club, we voted that Buffalo Trace is always like at the top of everybody's list. So, but actually, right now, I did a little road trip with Airbnb recently down to Conviction, and they've got a bottle down there that I've been drinking here lately. That I don't know what it is. It's almost like it was in. It's a high proof, so it's definitely a sipper for me. But just the florals on it, definitely the caramel. I can go grab the bottle if you put me on pause. But it's I think it's a store or gift shop only bottle that you can buy there. But they also make a toasted that I bought a bottle of that was really good. So, and part of that trip, we also visited Southern Star, where now this is what the guy told us. He said that they had a double blind tasting up in New York, and which means that the servers nor the judges know what it is for what they're sampling, and said that the bottle that they sent up there actually beat out Blanton's. And
Wow.
there was another Buffalo Trace product, I forget, but actually, but one. So, and it's a big organization. They're shipping their mashes around. Their barrels are stored, not stacked, but they're actually stacked on the end. They said so. They're getting more into the science of it, so they can get more product. So if you guys 2.5 hour trip down the road to Statesville, I definitely do it because I know that we've been talking about going. So
yeah,
Dude, I will never forget. We our first Bourbon Club meeting 3 years ago. This is like, I mean, I know for me, it's when I really first started drinking bourbon. Like this was the first time, and Conviction made an appearance, the high proof, and I was not ready to drink high proof at the time. Dude, I was 3 sheets to the wind after that night. So like, I haven't had that conviction since because I'm kind of scared of it a little bit. That thing lit me up. It lit a few of us up.
I agree. I mean, we need to do some local tastings for sure and kind of see how it goes. We do have some kind of hidden gems in this area with Southern Star and Conviction and Old Raleigh starting up in Zebulon. I think they're on batch 8 now. So I mean, we should do an NC bourbon meet. I think I might maybe our next club meet. Well, not our next one because then it'll give it away. But stay tuned. We'll do an NC night. Probably gonna be a lot of different proofs though. I'm gonna have to figure out how to work that in. But that would be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
So Reed, you just joined the club, man. Like what? Maybe how long has it been?
I think it was 2020, maybe October or 2021. It's been over a year, I know.
Yeah, man. So like you started out, you came as a guest, right? Which was cool. Then so what we do here in the club is you come as a guest, and then what is it, Andy? You got to come 3 times, and then after 3, you're either sworn in or kicked out, right?
or you're just not told when the next bourbon club.
Or you're just not told, right? Reed got sworn in, and I will tell you, I think out of all the club members, Reed is the most dedicated for sure.
Yeah.
Man, dude. I mean, just always out hunting. It's crazy.
Well, and also I've probably been on the trail 4 times now.
Yeah.
a couple of times been by myself for just different reasons being up in Kentucky. But, just not only deals with bottles, but also at the distilleries, just trying to learn more about their product,
Yeah.
just to, but that's what it's the social part of it that I enjoy. But then also it's just the different flavors. Cause I mean, you have this recipe, you make the mash, put it into a barrel and then wait to see what it turns out. I mean, and just like you said the other night with Blanton's, we didn't give it a high score, but previous Blanton's, I think everybody did. So you just never know what you're going to get out of the barrel. So
Yeah, we had mentioned that last video, that you really take a gamble when you just bottle a single barrel, right? It's 200 bottles, and you hope it's good. You do a small batch. You're obviously mixing 5 or 6. So you can have 4 good ones, 2 average ones, and it's still going to be a good product. And you got 1,000 bottles out there, but you know, you definitely take that risk when you hit those single barrels. And I think we learned that when we did that Blanton's the other day. I think it was a bad barrel. We're obviously going to do another taste test of that 2022 release against that 2018 release I have in the closet.
maybe it was a 4-year instead of a 6 to 8.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. Crazy. Yeah. Hey, you know what though? It's Friday night and we're drinking a bourbon. That's all that matters.
Well, I said it's payday Friday.
Oh, somebody got paid? Nice.
He said, nice.
Funny,
why aren't we at your house?
When I first bourbon, I told myself, I said, every payday Friday, every other week, I'm going to go to a liquor store and buy a bottle. And I think that's kind of a nice little lesson for people that are trying to get into bourbon and build up their collection. Just every paycheck, if it's 2 weeks or monthly, whatever, if you get paid weekly, just go to a liquor store, spend $40-50 on a bottle and try it, right? And obviously everyone on here and everyone listening will agree that, the neck pour might be awful, right? You let it sit for a week, 2 weeks, a month, whatever, you go at it again and you're like, man, that was really good. And I think we've had some of that in the club too, right? Guys will come over, maybe have gotten a big meal right before they came, maybe something spicy, and they'll hit the bottles that traditionally, for me, knowing what people like, would score really high, and their palate's just off that night, and their scores are awful.
Yeah.
So that's the neat thing about bourbon is, you can sip it 5 different days and get 5 different tastes out of it.
No doubt. Well, man, and I think like, I was saying this in another video, like I love the club, the camaraderie, the dudes, like we're all close friends, but like, man, when I first started drinking bourbon, if I had somewhere where I could go, where I could watch like non-biased reviews of blind tastes, so I could avoid going to buy, spending $100 on a bottle. Like, dude, I think about our tastings and like Evan Williams bottled and bond, $20, rated so high.
Yep.
Blue Run, $100, rated so low. Like, just having that because, and like you said, Ant, dude, I mean, some of these bottles are expensive, man. And some of the expensive bottles are not good.
Yeah.
And it's just been cool to like, record them and review them as a club. And it's cool because you get, 10 dudes, non-biased, blind taste. And I think over time, like all of us pretty much agree on a lot of the bottles. Unless somebody has a dirty glass or something, which, that happens every once in a while.
Or soap in it. And,
Soapy
go
glass.
for the second taste.
The other thing that I like, these Facebook groups, and we obviously have one now and we're growing our followers and stuff like that. But, if someone posts a bottle, says, oh, I haven't seen this before, I'm at a liquor store, what do you think? You're getting 50, 75 people like, oh, it's great, it's terrible, don't buy it, get me one, but whatever. You don't know, right? It's half good, half bad, right? So with us, I think it's nice because you get 10 to 12 guys that are scoring it, and you get an overall score. And I think that you can really get a good idea and understanding of if it's a good bottle, right? Uh, so I think I like that better than some of these other Facebook groups where there's just so many people giving their opinion on a bottle, and you're like, okay, well, I guess I shouldn't have even asked. It's just your own.
Well, and and that's the other thing too. When you got 10 or 12 guys, they're sitting around, and one person may taste a lot of caramel, the other one may actually taste some tobacco, and then the next person may have, oh yeah, I can taste the leather, but then
Yeah.
you might get like a little lemon citrus or orange citrus or something in there, So then we have that discussion about it, and that after we still rate it and
Yeah.
see what it is, but then it's all right. Where can we go find this bottle? So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice, because you taste a sip and you're by yourself and you're like, man, I know what that is. I just can't figure it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's 10 of us sitting around and everyone's sipping and smelling and tasting, and somebody will hit on something and you'll say, God, that was it. That's what it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you into another direction or a different scent or stuff. So yeah, I think I think everyone's palate's pretty refined at this point, right? We've done it for so long. I think that you get a really tried and true flavor and outcome of the bottles, right? I mean, like I said on the last one, no one's getting paid for this. This is just the 10, 12 guys that enjoy bourbon and drink it for, combined probably a couple hundred years.
Yeah.
You're getting real true scores.
One thing I love, Anthony, he introduced, I think it was probably 2 years ago. So like, I remember we would just like get together and sit around and we would just drink bourbon. Like we would just drink it. Right. But then Ant was like, he started bringing like dark chocolate and like all these different varieties of foods and
chips,
man. Like
with the
it's crazy. It's crazy how like just a little piece of like pretzel or dark chocolate, it'll completely change the bourbon.
Yep.
Whether better or worse, like I remember we did the Blantons last week and I think Reed was right. I think we had a bad batch, but I had a little bit more afterwards and I had a piece of dark chocolate before I had the Blantons and I was like, actually it wasn't as bad. So I think that's a good takeaway. Like if anybody's out there drinking bourbon and you're blind tasting stuff, like, maybe it's a video we could do, Anthony, but like what kind of like little snacks to bring, because it makes a difference,
I don't think anyone should ever really just try a bottle, especially, but even a glass, if you're really going to try to really decide if you like it or not, or going to buy it again. I think if you just drink it out of the glass with nothing else, I think you're doing yourself a disservice, right? I think the salt changes your palate. I think the chocolate, even milk chocolate to dark chocolate, we'll do some fruit, some dried mangoes, some banana chips, just stuff like that, just to change your palate and see if anything pops from a different sip, with something kind of coating your tongue.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's good stuff, man. Well, I guess like we'll shoot more podcasts and we'll do we'll have some we're just talking shit, hanging out. We'll do some others where we try out some bottles, and if anybody's listening today and you're want to see us try something, or want to see us put out some content about something around bourbon, just hit our website, NorthRaleighBourbonClub.com, send us a message, and we'll do our best to get some content out, maybe blind tasting a bottle or pairing something or whatever it might be. So yeah, man, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Guys want to join a podcast and they like this, and they can jump on too.
Yeah. Good times, man. What you think, Prez? What you want to close with the group out with, man, for today?
I don't know. Let me finish this.
I like it. Bottle chug.
Let's do a little fresh crack. A little fresh crack Friday. Let's see how we do here. Get that nice little salute to our boys down in Greensboro, little Josh and Ian. from BCNC, Greensboro Bourbon Society. I know they do these Friday night fresh cracks. So here,
Love it.
let's see.
Yeah.
Ooh. That was pretty good.
For a split second, I thought it was New Year's.
I'm not going to chug it. Maybe for another podcast, but
Josh, we're waiting for you, dude.
Yeah,
we're waiting
Josh.
for you.
let's do it, Josh. Don't cheap out on us. We'll chug it then. But salud, guys. Really appreciate everyone jumping on. If you guys like this, like and subscribe. Hit us on Facebook. Let's build this thing, man. I mean, we're all in this for the same cause. So let's all unite and join forces. See what we can get.
Amen. All right, I'm walking over to your house now. See you guys.